Today, it's time to get inky. We're actually going to make a cool background with 3 different colors of ink and 1 stencil. It's a simple technique to create a "how did she do that" moment. Hi, I'm Linda Anderson from Linda Lou Creates, and I'm so happy you joined me. I created this background using Old Olive, Cherry Cobbler, and the Gold Delicata ink when it was available, and just now finally got around to making a card. Initially I was going to make a Christmas card, and then thought, challenge myself, still use those colors, but created another card instead. So I went with the stamp set To a Wild Rose. It's found in the annual catalog. It is gorgeous. I love this. It has some wonderful dies that go with it as a bundle, and if you buy the 2 together you save 10%. So that's how I created this card. So I thought I wanted to make a different colors as far as this background goes. So let me show you that card that we're going to make today. Here it is. This card actually features some of the new products coming out in the mini catalog. If you need a new mini catalog, please let me know. I would be happy to get one sent out to you. It has a lot of beautiful stamp sets, bundles, papers, embellishments, you name it, it's got it. It's really, really nice. But for this one, the stamp set that I'm featuring on it is the Painted Poppies. This one is absolutely so much fun to play with. We got to play with this at the Stampin' Up! Convention, and I loved it. Now, it's also celebration time starting in January, the same time when the new mini catalog will go into effect. So I thought I would pair up one of the celebration sets to create this card. So you'll see the sentiment on the outside, the happy birthday, and it comes with this stamp set, Sending You Thoughts. A $50 order starting in January, and you can also choose this. Or I'll tell you at the end of this video another way that you can get this stamp set. So let's get to the card. Real quick, let me just go over the measurements of everything. So first up, I have a Flirty Flamingo card base. I like mine top folding, so this measures 11 inches by 4 1/4. This score line is at 5 1/2. Then I have a couple pieces of Whisper White. First of all, and I went ahead and stamped with the Celebration stamp set. This piece of Whisper White measures 5 1/4 by 4. That's going to be for the inside. On the outside, I have a piece again of Whisper White, and this one measures 5 by 3 3/4. Now, basic black is just an 1/8 of an inch bigger, so that means it is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Okay. Now, my Granny Apple Green is actually going to be the layer behind what I'm going to show you how I created this background. So this piece of Whisper White is 5 inches by 1 3/4. So the Granny Apple Green is also 5 inches long, but it's 1 7/8 inch wide. Okay. Then to stamp my little field of poppies, this measures 2 by 3, with the basic black being just 1/8 of an inch bigger again, 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. I just used Memento Tuxedo Black to do my stamping of both my sentiment and my poppies. I wanted to just show you real quick how I added this little bit of splatter color to it as well. First up, Flirty Flamingo ink, and then I'm using this splatter. Let me bring the stamp set back in. There's 2 different ones, a larger one and a small one, out of the Painted Poppies. I'm using the bigger one then. So all I'm going to do, ink it up. And what I like about this is it doesn't matter where you ink it. There is no right or wrong way of doing that. So There we go. I've added my color. That quick, yeah. Okay, so let me set this off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and put this together here onto my black layer. I know you're anxious to see how I did that that cool background, so I guess I'm just teasing you a little bit, aren't I, here by making you wait. So let me hurry up, get a few more pieces put together. Okay, and let me hurry up and put the insides in as well. So, okay. Now, let's pull in that piece of Whisper White to create that cool background. I actually went ahead and did the first layer, so to speak, or first sponging of the dots. I went ahead and did it in the Flirty Flamingo. So let me kind of show you. This is just Post-it note tape that I get at Walmart, Target, any place like that. You could get it from Amazon, I'm sure. This stencil is in the holiday catalog. It's called the Basic Pattern Decorative Mask. Lots of fun patterns with that, and I think you'll really like having these in your supplies, in your arsenal, so to speak. So all I did was lay out my white cardstock. I'm just going to try and I have the sticky side up on my masking tape, or Post-it note tape rather. Did my sponging. Okay, now as far as the sponges go, I got a Stampin' Sponge, cut it into quarters, and that's what I use. Okay, I am going to show you the other two, so don't worry about that, the other two colors, that is. So next color is going to be Granny Apple Green. But let me show you what I did here. After I removed it from having done the pink, the Flirty Flamingo that is, make sure to clean off your stencil and dry it off before you move on to the next color. All right, so what I'm going to do, I hope I don't bump the camera, is here's where the initial sponging was. I'm going to lift it off and move it over just a little bit until I see pretty much all white. Make sure I'm somewhat straight. If not, it's not a big deal. Set it down, just press it in, because remember, this is the sticky side is up here. And now I'm going to sponge on here. So let me open this up. I will be honest with you, I have a bit of a heavy hand when it comes to sponging, but I like to start first kind of light pressure, circular motion, and then I press a little bit more as I go. All right, and then I'm just going to flip it around so you can see. So I ink it up good. I start just sort of swirling, kind of light, and then I get a little heavier as I go. Because being heavy-handed, I do find that I often get a spot where it is really dark, and then I have to try and blend all the other pieces in to make it match. So, okay, so there we go. This piece of Whisper White that measures 1 3/4 by 5 is what I have underneath here. So, okay, so let me lift that off. Doesn't look like much just yet, but what I'm going to do, let me kind of do this part real quick, the cleaning of the stencil. Make sure you do that so you don't smear other colors in that you might not want on. Okay. Now, the crazy color that's going to be next is black. So I pulled out my Tuxedo Black Memento pad. Another new sponge. All right, so I'm going to go back in and see where was the green. Okay, about right there. So I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to move it where I have more white showing now. It's in between some of them. It does not have to be perfect. All right, you see where there is some pink and green showing through, and that's okay. we're just going to overlap, and the fun part is the final reveal, is whenever you lift it up after your third sponging to see what you've created. So let's just go over this again. I go in a circular motion. Sometimes I even will reverse the direction that I go with my circles, just to make sure that I'm hitting all of the spots. Okay, so let me come back in here. And it goes absolutely this quick. One little tip, whenever you clean off the stencil, be sure and clean off your hands too. Yeah, I ruined one sample that I did. Okay, like I said, the ta-da moment. Is that not the coolest? I love it. I think the black really just, it makes it pop so that it is just so awesome. Okay, I've cleaned off my stencil. Now I'm going to remove this Post-it note tape. All right. Okay, and here it is, our fun little strip of 3 different colors of sponging using one stencil. So let's go ahead and finish making the card with this. I just want to make sure my fingers are somewhat clean. Often I will go ahead and just use a quarter sheet of Whisper White. So that means it's 5.5 by 4.25. I'll go ahead and sponge that whole thing up and then cut it down to the sizes that I want. So keep that in mind. You can do that as well. I just thought for purposes here to make it go a little quicker that I would just go ahead and cut it down into this little strip that I want. Okay, so let me pull this back up. I don't like the way I have that. That's one thing you can do. Okay, I moved it too much. Okay, there we go. Now, let's go ahead, get this put down onto this front panel. And put this onto the card. Here we go. All right, I have my stamped image here of the poppies. I'm going to go ahead and pop some dimensionals on. All right. Now, one more item that I'm going to share with you, excuse me, that comes in this suite, the Peaceful Poppies suite. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this down. And it is sequins. They have a gorgeous array. I'll try and open this without spilling it all over. A gorgeous array of sequins, and even you can see this one is in the shape of a flower. All right, so it's really, really fun to have this assortment of sequins. So I have some, and all I'm going to do is just put a tiny drop of glue onto just random places on the poppies themselves. Okay, one. And of course my glue doesn't want to come out just because I'm here trying to do this. Let's try another bottle. Yeah, there we go. And let's try this one. Okay, so here we go. I have some off to the side here. I'm going to put one down here. Oops. Here And here. Okay. Here we go with that beautiful background using one stencil, 3 colors of ink. Now, remember how I told you about a way that you could get the Sale-a-bration stamp set? Here's what I have going on. I'm going to be doing a Sale-a-bration Card Making Club for the 3 months, January, February, March. And for January, it's going to be featuring the Peaceful Poppies. What you would receive is the Painted Poppies stamp set, a whole pack, this whole tub of the Peaceful Poppies sequins, 2 yards of this beautiful crinkled seam binding ribbon in white. This is fun. It makes beautiful bows. It's so soft. It's amazing how it is. You can even stamp on this. That's how awesome it is. But you would get 2 yards of that. You're going to get 12 sheets of 6x6 of the Designer Series paper. It's double-sided. Look at those gorgeous colors, gorgeous images. How fabulous. How fabulous. All right. You also get within this suite, they have Peaceful Poppy elements. Now, these are already colored. You would just pop these out, pop them up on a project. It already colored for you, which a lot of people know. I'm not a huge fan of coloring, but you have these images. You have these black backgrounds that are beautiful to do some white embossing on it. You have this sheet, let me see if I can show it to you here, of vellum images that can be added on to your project. And I don't know how easily I can show you these, but this is on a piece of watercolor paper. It's like they've already white embossed and then cut and have it cut out. So you could do some watercoloring if you wanted to on this. That would be beautiful too. All of that along with an ink pad, which is going to be the Memento, Tuxedo Black, plus another ink pad of your choice. I just happen to be showing you then the Flirty Flamingo. You will get also the tutorial for 4 different cards. You'll get supplies, as in the cut cardstock, to make 3 each of those 4 cards. So that's 12 cards altogether that you will get the supplies for in the way of cardstock already cut for you. Envelopes will be included. All of this will be $60 per month. That's for January, February, and March. And within this, also, you'll receive for Sale-a-bration the Sending You Thoughts stamp set. This stamp set will be used with the Poppy stamp set to create your projects then for the month of January. So you will receive over $50 in Stampin' Up! Products, the free Sale-a-bration item, pre-cut cardstock for 12 cards, plus the tutorial for 4 cards, some bonus material, and who knows, maybe a surprise or 2 will be found inside too. Now, if you participate in all 3 months, you'll receive a hostess set of your choice from either the mini or the annual catalog, absolutely free. Now, I will be posting more information, all of the details, how you can sign up on my blog, so be looking for that. I will be providing a link for that at the bottom of this video too. So, wow, that's a lot of information, but it's a lot of fun. Thanks again for watching. Let me show you the card, bring that back in, that we made. Here's the fun card we made, and it started off when I created this one. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you get a chance to create today. Bye now.